Welcome back to M Hood Fishing. Yep, why do they suck? That's what this video is about. This is a 10-foot Daiwa rod. It is in the FT Surf series. So these are really cheap. This is half the rod. The other half is back behind me. I've had these for what? At this point of the filming of this video anyway, about a month and a half maybe? A little better maybe? So they're already falling apart. Now in this video I'm going to tell you why they suck and why they're good. Because I'm not totally against these rods, but the time has come to tell you what's up and why they're not getting used anymore. So let's start with why these rods are good. So this is a medium rod. It's what Daiwa says. The biggest reason why they're good is because they're cheap. They're really cheap. They're going to be good for someone who wants a cheap rod that can handle big fish, because these have caught some big cats since I've had them. And they're going to be good for someone who doesn't fish that much. They're not good for someone like me who fishes just about every day, give or take. I mean, that's the goal, fish every day. But it just doesn't always happen that way. There's things that get in the way, like weather and other things, mowing the lawn and other problems, other things you got to do in life. So, why do these rods suck? Well, they're cheap. They're really cheap rods. They do have the Daiwa name on them. Is that supposed to mean they're really, really great? Well, that's not how things work out these days, is it? Not anymore. These companies that have really, big names, they put their name on some cheap thing and just put it out there in the world, and we buy it. But this is at a cheap price. It's not an expensive piece of crap rod with a fancy name on it where you're buying the name. These cost me $22.50 when I bought these at Walmart. And I got these 10-foot rods because I wanted rods from mono. And the rods that I was using for mono were 8 and shorter. And now I had 10-foot rods. At the time, because of shortages, I couldn't find a lot. And I didn't want to buy something online, so I just happened to walk into a Walmart. I think it was the one off of Manhattan, somewhere over here on the West Bank. And here they were, $22.50 for these Daiwa 10-foot rods. So I thought, yeah, let's do it. And I caught a lot of nice fish with them. A lot of nice big fish. But I fish just about every day, and I did use these a lot. I fish in some pretty bad conditions, some crazy places where, like on the rocks where you're going to be tripping and stuff. I pull stuff all through the world, blah, 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 blah. This is not supposed to be a blah, 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 da, da, da kind of video. Stumbling over my words. You know what I do. I stuff my rods in the back of a trailer, or I throw them in the back of the truck. I'm hard on gear, but I deserve to be hard on gear because I fish a lot. There's some things that have been with me through all the bull crap that I put my gear through, and they don't have a scratch on them, and I've put them through hell already. So after about a month and a half of fishing rocks and hauling these around in the trailer, they're scratched really, really bad. That's not the worst thing. Okay, so these things are made out of a really thin material. The finish on them is really easy to scratch. And they make crazy sounds when a big fish is on there. It makes you feel like it's going to break. That's just me getting worried when my rod is creaking and making a funny noise. Got a little dog right here. That's not really the worst thing. The worst thing is the inserts on the guides. They pop right out. So why is that so bad? Now, these are mono rods for big cats, right? 40-pound test is what I'm mostly using when I'm throwing mono right now. Well, if you lose these guides, I mean, maybe you could super glue these in. Not my solution right now. I've got another solution. But when you lose the guides, when they pop out like that and you're running mono, this metal right here, the metal is going to wear on the mono. You're going to lose fish. The mono's going to break. And it's going to make a horrible noise. I've put up with it before when I couldn't replace rods. But now I can. So I'm going to pass these on. I've already got the replacements. Let's show them to you. First off, before we do show you what we're replacing these with, look how scratched up they are. That's what happens to a cheap rod when it's been with M Hood for a month and a half. Woo! You should see the butts. Alright, so yeah, I'm pretty tough on my stuff. I always destroy the butts, sticking hooks in them when I'm done, you know, wrapping the leader around there and sticking the hook in. Come on, let's show you what I got. Alright, these are looking good. Now, these are 10-foot rods. These are Daiwa beef sticks, medium heavy rods. I paid $40 a piece. I got 2 of them. I wasn't planning on getting new 10-foot rods for the mono. I wasn't planning on replacing these Daiwas over here. But I went to Academy Sports earlier today after I fished today. I was looking for octopus hooks to use for carp. And I just saw these sitting there and I was like, oh. So online, I've seen these and they're like around 50 bucks maybe on Amazon and some other places. And I thought, wow, 40 bucks, Daiwa beef sticks. I've got a older Daiwa 12-foot beef stick over here that I really like. These are really lightweight. They seem to be made of better material than these over here. I'm hoping that the guides hold up to me. Of course, you know, I'm going to put these through hell. I'm probably going to tear up the butts with my bad habit of wrapping the leader around and putting the hook in. But I think these rods are going to last with me a little longer because the other Daiwa beef stick has, and it doesn't really show any wear and tear like these have. And that Daiwa beef stick has been with me for a few years. I've got quite a few other rods that have been with me for a while, and they're faring a lot better than these over here. Now, I'm not saying you shouldn't get these. If you don't fish that much and you don't put your stuff through hell like I do, these orange rods over here, these FT Surf Series rods, might work out good for you. But if you're rough and tough and you fish a lot, they might not. But of course, you know, a lot of things these days is, I got it because there wasn't anything else on the shelf or anything else available because of the shortages. Things are alleviating and there's some better deals right now. Of course, you know, I get stuff like this a lot because I do this for a living and I don't like it when my equipment starts to fall apart after I bought it a month ago or something like that. So I think these are going to work out a lot better. But let's see how I feel after a month and a half. These are only $40, or just twice as much as these over here, and they're Daiwa. But they could be really good, could be crap. Yeah, you're right. Thanks for listening to me, guys. I'll see you next time.